So picture you go to the doctor because you just can't seem to feel any better. The doctor sends you for blood work, and then the next day he gives you a call to let you know your blood sugar and your A1C is a little higher than we expected. Now imagine an even worse scenario. You don't feel right, you've already gone to the doctor, they can't figure out what seems to be wrong with you. Next thing you know, you're in the hospital in a coma with a blood sugar of 835. Your reality has suddenly shifted. This becomes your best friend and your lifesaver. For 1.4 million people every year in America, according to a study done by Healthline in 2017, this is their reality. They're faced with the reality of diabetes. Today I'm going to talk about the risk factor, the things that we can do to prevent it, and the treatments when it isn't prevented. There are a lot of risk factors that go into diabetes. It's not just one thing that's going to lead up to it. There's some that you can't change. Your age is a major risk factor. If you're over 45, you're at a higher risk for type 2 diabetes. There's obviously nothing we can do about that. If you have family history of diabetes, you're at a higher risk. Your ethnicity also plays a role in it. Obviously, you can't do anything about where your family comes from. Gestational diabetes, and I was surprised to learn this, having a baby that weighs over 9 pounds puts you at a higher risk for diabetes later in life. Also, a history of other diseases like heart disease, stroke, depression, polycystic ovary, and several other things play into diabetes. This is all according to the National Institute of Diabetes, Digestive Diseases, and Kidney Diseases. Prevention is really quite simple. Those are the risk factors that you can do something about. Your weight affects your risk for diabetes. The chart I have pulled up over here shows that if you are at a 23 BMI or higher, you're automatically at a higher risk for diabetes. You can easily control this with your diet. If you eat less, especially less carbs and sugar, you will be at a less risk for diabetes. Another factor is your high cholesterol. Again, your diet plays a factor in your cholesterol. If you just watch what you eat, you can dramatically reduce your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Another risk factor is a sedentary lifestyle. In today's culture, it's so easy to just sit around on the couch and watch Netflix or play computer games or just be. We've got to change that if we're going to change the statistics on type 2 diabetes. We have to get out, we have to get active. This doesn't mean you have to go to an extreme. It does not mean you have to go join a gym and work out every day. I did. Doesn't mean you have to. All you have to do is move a little bit. 3 10-minute walks per day will not only decrease your weight, but it will also increase your movement, putting you at a lower risk for type 2 diabetes. Now, when all of those things fail, because as I said earlier, there are some risk factors we can't do anything about. Some people are just going to get diabetes. It can always be treated with insulin therapy and medications such as Ozempic and metformin. So today I want you all to think about your risk factors. Think about the risk of the people around you and see what you can do to affect the statistics on diabetes. Thank you all for coming.